Hello everyone, are you in doubt when choosing a hero at the start of training? In this video, we will continue the review of the starting heroes and look at the champion, Galek. Is it worth picking up at the start for newbies? How to level up? And how is it useful in combat? Let's get started. Galek is an attacking hero with fiery skills. It is equally good in both PvP and PvE. High damage, average defense, and a beautiful character model. But you can add an epic champion to it even at the start. How do you do it? Open the description. There, you will see the best link that gives an epic champion after sign-up. Using this link, you will receive a defense champion, Lightsworn, and 100,000 silver. This is a great hero with a high defense parameter that can deal a lot of damage, and even gives a death protection buff by resurrecting fallen allies. After sign-up, when you complete the training, enter the promo code LUCKYRAID. It gives you another epic champion and 300,000 silver. And also, after 7 days of active login after sign-up, you can get a legendary champion, Deliana, for your account. Hurry up, as this is an offer which doesn't last for long. And so, in addition to the fact that you've chosen Galek at the start, you also get a tank, Lightsworn, an attack champion, Chinaru, a support champion, Deliana, and as much as 400,000 silver for level up. This is a very impressive bonus for new accounts. I recommend. Galek is a rare champion which can appear in blue or purple shards. You can't get it anymore if you didn't select it at the beginning. In Raid, Galek is a hero of the spirit element, which means that it has an advantage over opponents of energy, but is weaker than the heroes of the force element. Let's check the user ratings. The highest scores are the chapters of the campaign, the Minotaur's Labyrinth, the Dragon's Lair, the Arena, and the Faction Wars. It's an irreplaceable hero. Let's take a look at the skills now. The first skill, Cross Slash, attacks the enemy 2 times. The damage depends on the attack parameter. It's an effective skill that will be useful on a Lava Knight. Improving the skill increases damage by as much as 25%. The second skill, Hellraiser, attacks all enemies with an increased chance of a critical hit by 15% and at the same time imposes a speed bonus of 30%. The third skill, Cursed Blade, attacks random 4 targets with a 30% probability and gives a 30% defense debuff for 2 moves. If there are more than 2 penalties when attacking targets, it imposes another 60% defense debuff for 2 moves, and an aura that increases the health of allies in all combats by 15%. How to equip a Galek? This is an attack hero that needs to strengthen the characteristics of the attack accordingly. The game recommends wearing 4 items for an attack bonus and 2 items for a critical hit chance. The best thing I recommend is to put on 2 items at the beginning for attack, 2 items for a critical hit, and 2 more items for speed. For completing the first chapter, you will get an attack set. At the very start, you could put on 6 attack items, and that's it. It's enough to complete the campaign. Boots must be equipped with the main parameter, speed. In the additional parameters of items, look for the chance of a critical hit, the size of the critical hit, accuracy, and speed. Level up the talents of the Galek for 800 rubies. You can level up all the talents for the fullest potential. Here is the most working build that can be used in most PvE activities, but the build is already designed for the arena and the clan boss. It is a little different, so we level up the attack and support. So much for the variability. About leveling up the skills. Upgrade the Galek, but only with ordinary books. Epic and legendary ones are used on epic heroes or legendary, respectively. Don't forget about randomness, skills level up is unevenly. But in any case, you will get an increase in damage. The chance of a penalty, 3 skills are the best that can be leveled up. What Galek's main characteristics do you need to level up? Its main parameter is attack. The second characteristic is speed. Next, accuracy, which is leveled up as the third main characteristic. Follow these recommendations smoothly until the end of the level up. Nothing needs to be changed. It is in this build that the Galek will use its maximum power in all activities. It's used almost everywhere if there is no better way to replace it. How to replace the Galek? Well, it is already difficult to find a hero with similar skills. Sorceress is rolled out in Chapter 3 of the campaign. In order to get it, you need to farm all the missions of this chapter, and you will get it out one day. It imposes a speed penalty with the first attack, hits 2 times with the second attack, and if the bonus works, then 3 times, and gives a protection penalty slightly less than that of the Galek. Technically, you will also make do with Avenger. It does not have a mass attack, but it gives a penalty of protection with the first attack. The second attack hits 2 times with an increased critical chance, and the third attack skill gives a 100% critical hit. You could get it in Chapter 6 of the campaign. If you think that the Galek could be leveled up somehow differently, or you could give good advice to newbies, then write a comment. It will be useful to everyone, and I will learn something new. Bottom line, this is one of the best starting heroes for dealing damage. Its survival rate is fine. The hero must be upgraded as soon as possible. The hero is very useful in all modes. There are boss fights where it is not so effective, but in general, this is the best hero to start with after Kale. The main thing is to properly level up through the guide, improve and upgrade the gear. If you receive a Galek according to my instructions, along with other epic champions, then you will greatly simplify your level up. Lightsworn in combat will impose resurrection on allies. Chinaru copes well with the role of dealing damage. Deliana is also special. It imposes debuffs on opponents and strengthens allies. In such a group, the Galek will be even more effective and the survival rate of the group will increase several times. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. I also recommend watching these two videos. Bye!